Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot, and I'm going to be doing a quick check-in here post the Scorpio full moon with the collective, and most importantly with the counterparts. I'll be honest, this full moon has beat me up and thrown me sideways. I have been sleeping a ton. I felt perpetually exhausted, and it's taken a lot out of me. And I am a Scorpio sun, so this relates to, it's actually, Scorpio is in my 5th house. So your 1st house is actually your rising sign, and that's how you can calculate your other houses in your chart. So I'm a 5th house Scorpio. I'm actually a 5th house stellium. And the Scorpio is, for me, it's the 5th house of children, the 5th house of joy, the 5th house of fun. The 5th house is the house of just absolute, it would be the sun card in the tarot deck. So when the Scorpio full moon hit, there was almost like an eclipse for me in this 5th house, and a lot of past life kind of regurgitation coming up, a lot of past life healing. It's been really tricky to navigate. So I really wanted to do this video as an honest rendition of, or an honest assessment, an honest just sort of review of where we're at in the collective, because I think a lot of people are feeling like they've gone backwards. And I'm also hearing a lot of feminines feeling like they've just been plowed down, feeling very debilitated. A lot of this is your masculine's energy. Whether you're in communication or in contact or not, your masculine is going through a dark night. We've been seeing the death card come up over and over, particularly for the masculine energy. And then you've been seeing new cycles and new beginnings for the feminine, but you almost feel as if you're pulled back with this Scorpio full moon into the energies of shedding skin. Scorpio means business. Scorpio is a sign that is ruled by Pluto and Mars. Mars, the god of war, the god of passion, god of power, and Pluto, the god of the underworld, the god of the death process, the dying process, the underworld, okay, the underbelly of our personalities, the underbelly of society. And so Scorpio goes really deep, deeper than any other sign. And this is not a competition, but Scorpio has depth, unlike any other sign. So those of you with prominent Scorpio attributes in your chart, as I've said before, are going to be feeling this very prominently and probably feel the debilitation that much more. Some of you may be energized by this Scorpio full moon. I feel like that would be those of you who don't have these prominent points in your chart hit by Scorpio. So you may be holding it down for the rest of us who are experiencing these sort of lows. And honestly, the masculines are wanting to reach out, but are being held back by divine timing, divine purpose, divine truth. They're just being held back, okay? So they're in this place of feeling absolutely hopeless and heartbroken. So a lot of the feminines, you all are transmuting for your masculine. You will be reviewing past lives. Dreams are very vivid at this time. Scorpio has master intuitive powers, much like her sister signs, Pisces and Cancer. But Scorpio has the added elements of being able to live 1,000 lives in one lifetime, in rebirth itself. So we are all rebirthing ourselves through this process, through the Scorpio full moon portal. And I want to let you guys know that next month we're not going to escape the planetary influences, because we'll have 3 planets in retrograde. I believe we have a Mercury retrograde next month. I believe I'm almost positive it's Neptune retrograde, and I think it's Pluto. These are going to be intense retrogrades, guys. I just want to prepare you. You know, I'm formerly Divine Truth Tarot. I want to prepare you for the truth. I want to prepare you so that you're prepared. And I'll be talking more about those influences because they are going to affect us quite significantly. So we also have a full moon lunar eclipse next month in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, so we've got a lot going on. There's some power plays going on, astrologically speaking, and in the heavens and the celestial realms next month. And we need to be prepared, and we need to understand how these events are going to affect us so we can best navigate through them. So I will be your guide through all of that. And in addition, there's some exciting news on the horizon that I'm not yet able to share, but there are some partnerships forming between myself and others in the collective, and we will be sharing some very exciting news with you over the next several months. So stay tuned for that. You'll want to subscribe to the channel to make sure that you're hearing all news and all updates. And as always, if you would like to, please support the channel and myself over on Patreon. And lastly, I'm booking up for the month of May already for personal readings. And so I will probably be booked up here. I may not be taking any more readings, but feel free to reach out. And if I don't respond, it's just because I've received an overwhelming number of emails. So thank you for all of your interest. And if it doesn't work this month, and if for some reason I'm not able to respond to the email, that just means I'm booked up, please reach out next month. Please reach out again to me. This is my best system at this time. So until I get a website up and running, and honestly, it's just the time. It's just the time to put together the website. Till I get that up and running where I can have a scheduler so I can take that off of my hands and free up some of my time, I do respond to the emails myself. And so doing the best I can in that regard. But okay, so let's go ahead and tap into the overall energies post Scorpio full moon. Overall energies in the collective. Yeah. Okay, so variety of energies here. Nine of Pentacles. Knight of Water. A slower moving knight, but a knight who is committed and a knight who is absolutely head over heels in love. A knight who is wanting to balance his or her emotions, sort of like balancing the logical with the emotional. And this is interesting, you know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So we have some earthy energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, some water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And then we have swords here, the Ten of Swords. Now this is a card, a theme that's been playing out in the collective. So after this Scorpio full moon, a lot of us are feeling very exhausted. The end of a difficult situation, embrace the challenge and expect things to get better. Recovering from an addiction. I would say recovering period, just a phase of recovery. The Ten of Swords is the card that you'll often see in a lot of tarot decks with the man who's on the ground with 10 swords in his back. The Ten of Swords comes after the Nine of Swords, which is the card of nightmares, insomnia, anxiety. So after that, you're just depleted. So a lot of you are having those vivid dreams. Some of you are having nightmares. Some of you are also, like I said, traveling back or revisiting past life trauma at this time. So with that being said, it can feel like you just have nothing to give. You may actually be saying that to others. I have nothing to give. So it's important to have those healthy boundaries right now. And for people who don't or aren't going to or are unable to understand what you're going through or what this connection is, what this journey is, don't waste your breath trying to explain it to them. It's kind of like this whole V versus non-V. And I'm not saying the word because obviously you can't say certain words now on social media channels, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's sort of this debate with, well, the other side's evil, you're bad, you're evil, you're wrong, you know, you're an idiot, you're an asshole. It's like all of this name calling and all of this, it's divisiveness. And I'm not sure where I was going with that. I completely lost my train of thought. Why was I bringing that up? Very scatterbrained energy right now for me. So bear with me through this reading, but this felt like it needed to be said and it needed to be done. I needed to share this reading with you guys because I want you guys and I need you guys to know that you're not alone in going through this. So yeah, there's some divisive energy in the air. And it's almost like you could cut the air with a knife. You could cut the tension with a knife. It's that heavy. There's a lot of heavy, dense energy. And as soon as it lightens up, we're going to be thrown into the retrogrades next month. And so If you guys catch a day or two where you're feeling that sweet relief, please embrace it with everything you have. Oh, I know what I was saying. Yeah. So the people in your life that don't understand what you're going through, it's sort of like the V versus non-V. This sort of like, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm this, I'm that. Conservative, I'm liberal. I'm Christian, I'm not, or whatever. We have all these ways to divide ourselves, and we're actually supposed to be coming together in a state of unity consciousness, and that's what we're all aiming towards. And we need to all remind ourselves of that, because it's easy for all of us to get caught into that 3D illusion trap, that we're separate, that we're different, and that we are, instead of being one, we are actually many separate individuals, but we're actually one. We're made from the same cloth, right? So we're all connected. And so there, in our lives right now, many divine feminines are feeling alone, lonely, alone, even defeated. I don't have anybody to talk to about this. Nobody understands. I'm going through this alone. That's why it's important that you reach out to a community that you trust. That's why I've created this community. That's why other readers have created their communities. And there's a few that I trust. To Intuitive 717, Guided by Angels, Blue Eyes Tarot. Of course, Liz's Twin Flame George, Blue Eyes Tarot. And there's a handful, Erica Elmetz. There's a handful that I really trust, that do not focus on the karmics, or do not focus on separation, but rather focus on inner union and focusing on helping to empower the divine feminine and the divine masculine on their journeys. So I want you guys to stay really focused on those readers who bring you clarity, who bring you joy, and who bring you hope, but also truth, the truth of this journey, not just the, weddings are coming tomorrow, and union is around the corner. And yes, there is truth to that. However, there's also the very real and logical aspect of plowing through this journey, and of the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows. And so there are readers who are here to navigate you through the truth of the journey. And I think I know we're going to be seeing more and more readers fall off, because they're just not aligned with the twin flame journey. They were never twin flames themselves. And maybe some of them were well-intentioned and well-meaning soulmates, but if you're not a twin flame, you can't conceivably begin to understand this journey. So the friends and family that are in your life that are not understanding of this journey, why aren't you out there dating? Why haven't you moved on? Why are you still stuck on this person? It's really time to set those healthy boundaries in place. And the Scorpio full moon will be assisting you with doing that. So the Knight of Pentacles represents successful self-employment. It represents it's the singles card. It is the single card. And so this is really a card of enjoying abundance. Okay, being bathed in abundance and abundance and love. So abundance and love are coming through, but also it's almost like first we have to go through this 10 of Swords and go through this sort of portal that we're in, and then coming out on the other side of this, there is a lot of sunny days. There is a lot to look forward to if you can just plow through this 10 of Swords energy. But remember that things are going to get better now. So embrace the changes that are happening, divine feminine, because this is the end. A 10 indicates an ending versus a 0, or an ace card indicates a brand new beginning, or the Fool's card. So this is an ending to something that's been very challenging for you on many levels, especially the emotional and the mental level, psychological level. A lot of feminines have been feeling like they've been mind-fucked by this journey. How could I have been so blind? Or how could I have been so stupid? Or how could I have been so crazy to believe this? Because your masculine has displayed in the 3D the exact opposite of his truth. And he has either told you that he doesn't love you, he doesn't want to be with you, he doesn't see this working. And the feminine is like, okay, I'm supposed to stay in faith, I'm supposed to stay optimistic, but my reality is showing me the complete opposite of what I know to be true in my heart. So we're constantly asked to go deeper and deeper into our inner knowing, and into that place of just resting in the unknown and trusting in that unknown, and trusting that there's a higher power taking care of this. I have to let that one come out, the 10 of Wands. There's a higher power taking care of this, feminine. And so it's really time for us to just release the need to control, and release the need to know And that's really going to serve you well right now and give you a lot of, it's going to give you easier rest at night. It's going to help relax your mind, just realizing, okay, you know, this is part of this journey is out of my control. It's up to divine timing. It's up to God. It's up to the state of affairs of the world right now, and trusting that everything that's happening, all the hiccups that are happening, all the perceived setbacks and the failure in communication, and, you know, I don't know a single twin flame who hasn't thought they were really close to union and then been pulled back like a rubber band, just pulled back into this reality of, oh wait, we're not yet ready. And I've experienced that, and it's really, really painful. So when we go through that, we have to go deeper and deeper into ourselves. We literally, it's like crawling back into yourself, into this place of just realization of what is actually the truth and why this is happening. Why didn't union happen or reunion happen when I knew, like I felt it, I could taste it, I knew it, and then I just got pulled back again. And your masculine got pulled back and you got pulled away from each other. There are things that need to be wrapped up or tied up in both of your worlds, and both of your belief systems sort of being cleaned up, if you will. So we have some interesting cards here. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is the card of burdens, the card of releasing burdens, removing yourself, removing the obstacles out of the way. And again, it's an ending. So we have endings occurring that are coming up. So it's like the end of a part of your spiritual quest or journey so that you can begin anew and you can begin another one. And so yeah, the endings are occurring in the mind, the Ten of Swords, and the endings are occurring also in the spiritual realm. Now, the Emperor coming up is an interesting card that I'm going to clarify. So the Knight of Pentacles, let's talk about him for a second. The Knight of Pentacles, to me, is the card of hard work. It's the card of reaping or sowing. What is it? Reaping the rewards. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Reaping the rewards for all of your hard work and your efforts and your determination. This is a card of a knight who is very determined to succeed, but it's also, because it's the Pentacles energy, there's like a safety net there. There's an element of playing safe. So there's still this element of the masculines. You don't see the Knight of Swords coming up. The Knight of Swords is a very fast moving knight. You see the Knight of Cups, a slower moving knight, but a very dedicated energy. You see the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is like immersing yourself in your current abundance or the current state of affairs. It's a very present moment energy here. And he's consistent. So this Knight of Pentacles brings in some consistency. And it's interesting that he shows up here with the Emperor. I feel like this is the energy of the masculines who are absolutely walking away from a burdensome situation or a burdensome relationship. So if your masculine is still involved in a karmic situation, they will be removing themselves from that situation now. It's not even up to them. This is so far beyond the realm of control that the masculine's like, I just have to release this. I just have to let go. It will just be something that will come between them and this person it will be the deal breaker, okay? It will be the thing that breaks the connection and that breaks the relationship. It will be a revelation. It will be an epiphany. It will be something the masculine can no longer ignore or pretend isn't happening, okay? So I see that coming through. And this is going to require your emperor, your king, to sit on his throne. He's going to be, see how he has a chess piece here? He's going to be playing this next move very carefully, very thoughtfully. Very thoughtfully, very much a controlled movement, a controlled masculine energy here. And again, playing it a little bit safe. He's playing it safe because he knows he has to be careful. If he wants to come out of this free and clear, okay, he still wants custody of his children. He still wants to keep some of his earnings, some of his riches that he's earned over the past several years or decades. He's being very careful. So this might appear in the 3D world feminine, like your masculine is ignoring you, or your masculine has gone cold, or your masculine is saying, I can't see you, I can't talk to you. It's because they're working things out in the physical world, and they have to focus on setting things up for themselves, which is actually setting things up for your connection. They might not even know that in the 3D yet, but their higher self knows, I'm setting things up for a future, walking away from something so that I can create this brighter future for myself. But he is playing this very meticulously, very carefully. And it's like, I don't want to say the feminine isn't on his mind for this particular group of feminines, but the feminine is a little further from his mind as he focuses on the task at hand. Spirit, can you clarify the 10 of Wands, please? Yeah, the 10 of Wands, beautiful, thank you, Spirit, which is leading to this new beginning. 10 of Wands, and then we have, wow, Page of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. A lot of energy that is focused in the material world for the masculine. So the masculines are back to being focused in the material world today, feminine, and I want you to know that your masculine is walking away from things, okay? They're walking away from the burdens that they've held on their shoulders for years or decades or their whole entire lives. A lot of these masculines were forced to grow up too soon, too early, take care of their siblings, take care of their moms, take care of everyone around them. So they are going to be enjoying being single. Okay, and I know this is going to be a little triggering, but this 9 of Pentacles card comes up to say, feminines, enjoy being single, enjoy this time, because your masculine's also going to be enjoying not being tied to anyone or anything because they've been burdened for so long. So the process of unburdening themselves is going to look like a little time in solitude and a little time to themselves. A lot of them will be doing all the things they weren't able to do before, like going on trips or, you know, splurging or, you know, changing their appearance in some way, buying new clothes or getting a new haircut or just doing things that maybe seem out of character for them. And this is part of them. This is part of them being in that chaser energy. It's part of their process to heal. The feminine heals differently than the masculine. So the Ace of Cups here, this is the energy of coming right after the 10 of Wands of a masculine who is going to be ready and prepared for this new beginning, but he's going through a process to get to his feminine. And again, we have, you know, the Knight of Cups here indicating this may take a little bit of time. Remember, time is irrelevant. Time is also an illusion. So don't attach to that. Don't let your silly ego attach to timing. 8 of Pentacles is my card that I call burning the midnight oil. So a masculine who's really working hard. Okay. He's working in his physical world he's working to build back up his abundance in his riches. Okay. He is focused on that. And I can see some of you wanting to roll your eyes going, gosh, he's focused on the physical again. He's focused on his abundance again. I thought we were past that. The masculines are still masculines. Even as they reach their divinity, even as they step into their power, they're going to want to have a safe place for their feminine to land, especially after all this time of disappointment, of sort of disappointing her, disillusionment. They want to be able to be that safe landing spot. And for them, it is still very important that they do have a safe landing spot in the physical world, like a soft, comfortable bed, being able to dote on their feminine, being able to take her out, being able to take her on vacation. These are things that are important to the masculine, like it or not. So the Page of Pentacles for the masculine talks about their financial situations turning around. Their financial situations, a good start for the masculine. You know, it's like I see them creating the second nest egg, because the first nest egg for a lot of them is going to go towards the divorce, the settlement, sending their kids to college, taking care of their children. And this is going to be that second nest egg. And they're going to be, a lot of them, either going back to school or starting new jobs that are going to be very lucrative. Okay, so the masculines are still focused in the 3D in the sense that they do want to make good money. They do enjoy it. It's sort of something they'll have to work through. It's still very much a part of their makeup and a part of their DNA and a part of their programming and their story. So that's something I feel they're still working through, is that obsession or need for money and need for the material things. So they may still come in feminine, like flashing around the material things, and you're going to be unimpressed once again. And that's, I think, when they're going to have their tower moment surrounding money. Like, wait a minute, I've worked this hard and now I can take her on vacation, and now I can fly her out here, and now I can do this, and she's still unimpressed, and all she wants is my time. And so I think there's going to be a little bit of like a deflated energy for the masculine once they realize, wait a minute, this is the woman, like the one woman in the world that I've ever met that doesn't really care about money. This is the woman that actually just wants to be with me. So that will be a wake-up call for the masculine. The Eight of Wands, there is some fast-moving energy, but it's a little chaotic, okay? There's like all these wands competing for your attention. So I do feel like there are many masculines right now competing for the attention of the divine feminine. Your masculine is picking up on this. Your masculine knows that there are other opportunities, other options, and he doesn't like it. But at the same time, you're saying to yourself, but he's not doing anything about it, right? So why should I deny myself pleasure? Why should I deny myself joy? Why should I deny myself love and connection for somebody who isn't yet showing up in the physical world? And the answer is you shouldn't. You know, I've read all sorts of things on Instagram lately. And one of the things from a reader I actually admire, not a reader, I don't know what she calls herself, a healer, a coach, but she said, you know, if you're watching readings and with readers and they're talking about, you know, encouraging the feminine to go with a soulmate, they're not a true twin flame, or you shouldn't be listening to them. First of all, I thought that's really judgmental. Secondly, I thought, who are you to say that your way is the right way? Nobody actually knows. We are all coming from our own perspectives. We're all working through this together. And most readers make it very clear where they are at on their journey, or they should be very transparent about that. And I also think that I would feel the same way even if I was in union. I would still say if there is a soulmate that comes up and that walks into your life, they have something to teach you. They're a soul teacher, and you've contracted to meet this person. You may have contracted to be in a work relationship, a friendship, or a romantic relationship. It's always your choice to choose that, but why would you deny yourself that? Why would you deny yourself being loved and loving someone? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's just constrictions and rules that shouldn't be placed on anyone in particular, especially in this journey. So that is my thought on that. And I came to realize that this person, this coach, so to speak, may not be fully of the light, had a lot of really important things to say, but also the fact that she felt the need to put down other readers or other people in the community who are doing things differently than her. I didn't appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of readers feel the same way. So look, it's always up to you. And if you can say back, and people get triggered, oh, I'm never going with a soulmate. That's okay. That's your journey. That's your story. That's your truth. You may feel at certain times, you may feel differently. Give it 6 months, give it a year, give it 2 years. You may feel differently, or you may be steadfast in that truth, and that is your truth, and you are okay with not having a partner. You are okay with just working on yourself. But some people are meant to go off on a soulmate journey for X amount of time. Okay, I got off on a little tangent, but the Eight of Wands indicating that there is movement, okay? There is forward movement in these connections, and there is this sense from the feminine of waiting for all of your hard work to pay off, waiting to see a result in the physical world. So the masculine energy is like, I'm coming, I'm on my way, and the feminine's like, fucking where? Fucking where? I can't see it, I can't taste it, I can't touch it. Where? So it's kind of like when you watch water on the stove and you want it to boil and it's not boiling, so you got to walk away, feminine, and stop watching it. Sorry, I'm not sorry. You have to have humor on this journey, otherwise I don't know how the hell you get through it. All right, Five of Swords. There's some confusion. There could also be some deception or trickery energy coming in here. Why is that here? We're going to clarify that. I do feel like this is definitely talking about the masculine being in a place of conflict. Seven of Swords is actually more trickery. Five of Swords, I realized that as soon as I said that. Five of Swords is more about like being mentally confused. And experiencing a loss, like feeling like, was all of this for nothing kind of an energy. So yeah, that hopelessness that's coming through the divine masculine collective is very real, very potent. There's a fear of failure also, like the masculine's like, I'm going to fail. If I try this, I'm going to fail. Spirit, can you clarify that Five of Swords energy? Spirit, can you clarify the Five of Swords? Six of Swords. So this is about, this also talks about like the Ten of Swords, the end of a difficult situation. They actually both say that. But also the Six of Swords is a voyage. Okay, it is an internal voyage that you're going on in your mind that is going to take you to a brand new place on your journey. You're actually moving away from hardship, moving away from something that has been really challenging, and you're moving towards something that is brighter. So masculines will be moving out of this energy where they feel like they are absolutely just in conflict with themselves, where they feel like kind of like a victim mentality, where they feel like they are frozen in fear because they're afraid of failure, but actually they're actually afraid of success more than failure. They count their successes, or have counted their successes, based on the abundance, based on the monetary gain, monetary inflow or influx, based on medals or awards they've received or things that they've achieved in the physical world. And they're starting to realize that none of that actually matters. They're starting to realize that the true victory is going to be them literally walking away from all of that. So what's interesting is my masculine walked away from a corporate job just to walk into another one. And I found myself feeling very disappointed in him and in that choice of like, why would you go back into doing that? You got yourself free. You were free for most of last year, and then you just walked right back into something again. Like, why not? You freed yourself. Why not pursue your passions finally? So I don't know the whole story, but I have a feeling part of it was obligation, wanting to take care of his kids, wanting to quote unquote do the right thing by society. And probably that's all he knows, right, at this point in time. And it's too scary for the masculines because of all their obligations and responsibilities in the physical world, whereas the feminine has those too. But a lot of feminines are also very free, like myself. And so the masculine looks at the feminine and just, she's so free. She's so, she isn't constricted. She isn't being held back by anything. And they envy that, and they have been jealous at times. They've moved on from the jealousy, but now it's almost like the masculine, like, if I step out into that world, am I going to succeed? Am I actually going to succeed? And the truth is yes, you would be more successful. You may not have all the money, but actually you would eventually have all the money, because you would be with your true divine counterpart. You would be living your truth. You would be stepping into a phase of your journey where you were leaving behind the falseness and you were leaving behind the masks that you were wearing, masculine. So yeah, true victory lies with your divine counterpart. But the masculines, that's just one of the, I think, the last things they're going to break free from. And we'll see them doing it together as a collective. They haven't broken free from the matrix in that respect yet. Spirit, tell me why the masculines are still in the matrix when it comes to money and their jobs. Why are they still so attached to the matrix? Well, the wheel has wanted to come up. It's come out several times. So the wheel wants to come up to let us know, yeah, High Priestess, they're not yet paying attention to their intuition, okay? So they're sort of turning away from their intuition. But what's interesting is things are going to change anyway. Like, whether they like it or not, the wheel is going to turn, and they're going to be forced to drop this reliance on money and reliance on wealth and reliance on the paycheck and the big house and the fancy cars and the toys and the fancy clothes. They're going to be forced. They're going to have a moment. So let's look into that. So Spirit, what will that moment look like for the masculines when they're going to be face to face with something that is going to really sort of knock the wind out of them, I feel like. Tell me about this change that's going to come as the wheel turns. That's going to really get them out of this matrix. They're going to go through a period of withdrawal from society, which I feel like many of them are already going through. They're going to go through this period where it's going to become too much, like it is for the feminine, where it's too much to be around too many people, where it's too draining, too energetically draining to be around too many people at once. So the masculine's going to start feeling that. They're going to start feeling like, I need to just be in my den. They're just going to want to be at home a lot. They're going to want to be, they're not going to want people to sort of violate these boundaries. They're going to put up these firm, healthy boundaries where they'll go to work and come home. They'll go to the gym after work or come home. They're not going to want to spread themselves so thin energetically, whereas they have in the past. And they're going to be searching for their joy and searching for their sun inside of themselves. Like, how do I create this? You know, so they have to go inside and go within in order to really connect to their hearts, connect to their truth, and give themselves this period of just really cooling off. So Spirit, tell me more about the masculines. Why haven't they broken free yet from the matrix when it comes to their finances? This turned into a very different reading than I expected. We've got the Star card again. So they're not giving us clear, distinct answers, feminines, but what they are telling us is that the masculines will look at all these major arcana cards. It's saying, the divine is saying, I'm in charge. Okay, I've got the wheel. Don't worry about it, feminine. Look at what's happening. Their high priestess, their star, you know, is guiding them home and guiding them to the right path. The wheel is turning. Even if they think they're in the secure environment, the secure job, something's going to happen to throw them out of that place, just like it did with the last job, just like it's doing with all karmic situations. Okay, all karma is being freed and released at this time on the planet. That's why things seem so chaotic right now. The masculines are going to be, things are going to move forward in their lives, and they're going to be continuing to leave things behind. And their connection to their intuition, their connection to their inner divine feminine is what's going to help take them out of that place of reliance on the 3D. So Spirit, I have to wrap up this reading. I didn't expect it to take this route. I didn't expect it to be this long either. I have somewhere to be, but I do want to, okay, tell me more about what's going on with, tell me more what's on the other side of this Scorpio full moon. I know I focused a lot on the masculines. I didn't intend on doing that, by the way. It's just what needed to come out today. Okay, what's going on for the counterparts after this full moon? I see both of you focused on your money, both of you focused on your wealth, both of you focused on balancing out that root chakra. And I see the feminine really focused on healing the world at this time. The feminine is, you know, this is the mother energy, the energy that wraps itself around the entire globe and makes us feel safe and nurtured and warm and loved. So the feminine is really stepping into her journey. It's like they showed me the feminine taking this step, this big gigantic step, as wide as you could possibly make it, stepping really far into your journey and really the realization of who you truly are and why you're truly here. So focusing on things other than your physical counterpart, focusing on your earnings, your abundance, creating this wealth for yourself. So the feminine is really focused within, and this is exactly where the feminine needs to be at this time. Spirit, tell me more about the feminine. 3 of Wands. So the feminine is ready. The feminine is ready. Three of Wands is this fiery energy, and it talks about being optimistic and expecting miracles, expecting success, expecting victory. Look, she's looking out there. I know it's coming. I know it's coming towards me. It's about your manifestation abilities. So feminine is really focused on manifesting her abundance, but also she's manifesting the healing of the world at this time. So feminine, good job on being very focused on yourself and your own energy, even though your counterpart's energy is sort of all over the place and trying to pull you in. Continue to be in your energy, feminine. This will be, I will continue this reading, or I will do another reading within the next couple days, hopefully tomorrow. And because this reading sort of feels incomplete, but I don't have any more time. And we've already gone almost 40 minutes. So it's a long reading as it is. I did feel a little bit all over the place, but sometimes when I feel that way, you guys tell me it was an incredible reading. So I hope you got some clarity from this, and I hope this eased some of your minds, especially the beginning, the first 6 or 7 minutes where I talked about what was actually going on and what we're feeling. Sending you lots of blessings, guys. Take good care. See you soon.